Hey everyone, today I will be showing you guys how to create an express entry profile online, and also I'm going to share with you guys some points and reminders when filling out the form. Let's do it together!
I'm a lot like you, pictures in my room, people I once knew, and hearts I can't untangle from my own.
First reminder, make sure that you have the following with you. Number 1 is your no code. Number 2 is your IELTS report. Number 3, ECA report. Number 4, provincial nomination if you have one. And number 5, job offer in Canada if you have one. Second reminder guys is that you only have 60 days to complete and submit your express entry profile. Third reminder guys, after you've submitted your profile, you only have 30 days to register with Chabang. The last reminder guys, upon creating a profile, you will be issued a MyCIC number which you can use every time you log in. Now, let's go ahead and create your profile. Alright guys, so we are gonna do the whole process step by step. So first stage, creating your GC key. So to create your GC key, simply go over to this website. It's actually written down on the description box below. And then once on this page, just scroll further down and click on continue to GC key. And then it'll take you into this page. Simply click on the sign up button right here. Scroll further down and click on the I accept button. And that will take you guys to the page where you can create your username. So on this field right here, type in your username, say Money Pacquiao. Just make sure guys that your username is between 8 to 16 characters. Has no special characters and is no more than 7 digits. And then after that, click continue. Before moving on guys, please consider subscribing to my channel and also hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Alright, so after you've created your username, the next thing to do is to create your password. So on these fields right here, simply type in your password. And then confirm your password and simply click continue. Now we're on the final step of our stage 1, which is creating your GC key. And on this step, we are just creating our recovery questions, answers, and hints. So go on and fill out the form here. Let's say what was the first job I ever received paid for. Let's say analyst, programmer, and then memorable person, say name 1, memorable person, hint 1, and then any date, and then memorable date, hint date 1, and then simply click continue. And finally, you've completed stage 1. So it's very easy guys, it's straightforward. And then next thing to do is click continue. And then after that, it will take you to the CIC landing page. So just click any of these buttons. If you don't know French, then click on English. Now you're on the immigration and citizenship page. Scroll further down and on the right side, click on sign in or create an account to apply online. Again, scroll further down and then click on continue to GC key. And then scroll down and click on I accept button. Alright guys, so now we're ready to start stage 2, which is creating your express entry profile account. So on this page, just fill in all the required details such as your given name, say Money, your last name, your email address, say, and then your preferred language of notification, either English or French, so say English and click continue. Alright guys, so similar to what we did on stage 1, here on stage 2 we also need to create our security questions. So just go ahead and fill out all these forms. Let's say my security question 1, and then just copy this one answer 1. So just to facilitate the discussion, I'm just gonna copy and paste all of this stuff right here, and just change it to 2, 3, 4, and then same with the answer. If answer 2, answer 3, answer 4, and then after filling out the form, just click continue. So now we're done with stage 2, guys. It's very quick and easy. So right now we're on our homepage account, and in this page you can see the applications that you've submitted and those that you haven't submitted, and as of now there's no available data to show. So if you scroll further down, we can start with stage 3, which is checking your eligibility. So simply click on this link here, apply to come to Canada. Now this page is asking for your personal reference code, but since we don't have any personal reference code yet, then go down where it says I do not have a personal reference code. So in here you have to determine your eligibility. If you are applying for visitor visa, then click on this button, but since we are applying for express entry, then we are going to click on this button, express entry. Now we're ready to begin stage 3. So stage 3, guys, is basically finding out whether you are eligible to apply for express entry or not. So in this stage, we're just gonna have to answer all of these questions step by step. So we'll start with question number 1. Which province or territory do you plan to live in? If you don't know yet, choose the province or territory you are most interested in. So say Ontario, and then click next. The second question is actually asking for your language test. So if you took IELTS exam, then simply choose IELTS and then click on next. Then it's asking you what date did you take this test. So say 2019, July 10th, and click on next. And right now, guys, it's asking you to put your scores for your speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So let's say for all of these bands you get 7. So let's put in 7 all, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and then click next. The next question is asking if you have other language results. Which language test did you take for your second official language? If none, then just say none and then hit next. The next question is about your work experience in Canada. If you don't have any work experience in Canada yet, then simply click on none. And then since you don't have any Canadian work experience, then just click on none of the above and then click next. Now it's asking you how many skilled work experience do you have outside of Canada in the last 10 years. So take note that it must have been continuous, paid, and full-time, or an equal amount in part-time and in only one occupation. So say you have 4 to 5, and then there's a follow-up questions asking if do you have any experience with a skilled trade job such as the one below, industrial maintenance supervisors, processing, chefs, butchers, and bakers. If none, then just say none and click next. Alright, the next question is asking how much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada. So just make sure that you're bringing in more than 12,669. Otherwise, you won't be eligible to apply for express entry if you're bringing in less than that. So let's choose between 12 to 15. And then the next question is how many family members do you have with you? If you're a single applicant, then just say 1. If you're a family of 2 or 3, then choose the corresponding numbers here. So I say single applicants 1 and then click on next. Now it's asking you whether you have a valid job offer in Canada. If you don't have, then just say no and then click on next. Now it's asking for your date of birth as well as your educational assessments. So simply fill in your date of birth. Say 1990 January 10th. And then whatever the result of your assessment, for instance, if you got a bachelor's degree, then simply select on bachelor's degree here and then click on next. Now it's asking if any of the following applies to you. So number one, I have studied full-time in Canada for 2 years or more. Second, I have at least 2 years of full-time work experience in Canada. Third, I have a relative in Canada who is 18 years or older, a citizen or a permanent resident of Canada. If none of these applies to you, then just say none of the above and then hit next. The next question is asking for your marital status, so select whatever applies to you. For example, if you've never been married, then say never married, single, and then say next. Finally, we got our results here. So based on your answers, you appear to be eligible for express entry. So good news, you are eligible. We can apply for express entry. So with this, they are saying you need to follow the next steps, which is step 1 and step 2, and then hit continue. Now we're done with stage 3, guys, and we're moving on to stage 4, which is filling out all our personal informations, contact details, and so on and so forth. So for this one, we're going to start with our personal details. So CIC wants to know your last name, say Macquiao, your first name, money, your gender, male, and then your date of birth, and then hit next. And then it's asking for your marital status as well, so please make a selection. If you've never been married or single, just say single, and just say next. Now we're in the express entry profile page, which is our last and final stage of the process. So basically on this stage, we're just gonna have to fill in completely all the personal details, contact, study and languages, application details, representative, and work history. So we've already started with our personal details, and all we have to do is to just click continue form. Alright, now we'll just have to continue filling out the form. We've already done with the name, last name, and first name, and the next one will be personal description. So we're done with the gender and date of birth as well. So country of birth, Philippines. Town of birth, say Manila, and then click on next. We've already answered this as well, marital status, which is single, and then we're moving on to the ID document summary. So it's asking, does Manny Pacquiao have a passport or national ID document? If you have, say yes, and then after clicking that, it will ask you for your document ID type, whether it's a passport or a national identity document. So I select passport and then put in your passport number. So it says E123456789. Yep. And then the country or territory of issue, which is Philippines. Oops. And then the issue date, let's say 2015, January 1st. And then also the expiry date, which is 10 years. We have 2025, January 1. And then just save and add. Now once you click that, it's gonna give you an entry right here, which you can always modify or delete the row. And then let's say click next. The next category, guys, is immigration history and citizenship. So it's asking if I've applied to immigration, refugees, and citizenship Canada before. If no, then just say no. What are your countries of citizenship? Say Philippines. If you guys are a dual citizen, then you can insert one more row here and then add another country. Next, what is your country of residence? Again, Philippines, and then hit on next. So the next category is about family. So it's asking how many family members does Manny Pacquiao have. So if you're a single applicant, then just say 1. If you are moving here with your wife or husband, say 2. If you have 1 child, then say 3. So for this, I will be choosing 1. How much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada to support themselves and their family? So I say 15,000 Canadian dollars and say next. Finally, the last category under this section, personal details, is relatives in Canada. So it's asking if you have any relative who is a citizen or permanent resident of Canada, and the relative must be 18 or older and living in Canada. If you have, say yes. If no, then say no. And then finally click on Save and Exit. Now we're back on our Express Entry profile page. So as you can see, our personal details section is already complete. Now we can move on to the next section, which is contact details. So click on Start Form. So this section is basically asking for the language of correspondence. So select English or French, say English, and then put in your email address or the email address that you want to receive emails from the CIC. So let's say, manipakpan@gmail.com, and then say Save and Exit. Back again to the Express Entry profile page. Contact details is complete, and we're moving on to the next one, which is Study and Languages. So click on Start Form. Alright guys, so this section is actually asking for your education history as well as your official languages. So let's go ahead and answer the questions here. Has Manny Pacquiao finished high school or any higher education including university, college, or vocational training? Say yes. And then let's continue answering all the questions here. Field of study, say computing, information technology. Since what year? Say 2010. The month, January. Is this my current study? Yes. How many years did you take college? So say 4 years. Is it a full-time or a part-time job? Say full-time. What is the standing at the end of study period? In good standing. Your country of study, say Philippines. The city where you studied, say Manila. The name of the school, say School 1. The level of education, let's say bachelor's degree. And then was Manny Pacquiao awarded a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate for this period of study? Say no. And then there's another question here. Has Manny Pacquiao had an educational credential assessment within the past 5 years for this degree, diploma, or certificate? Yes. And now, which organization issued the Educational Credential Assessment, or ECA? Mostly the most popular one is WES. So let's choose World Education Services. What is the date ICA report issued? Let's say 2019, and then June. Select day 10th. And then what is the ECA certificate number? Let's say E 12345 12345. What is the level of education that the assessment result that you have for your ECA report? Let's say bachelor's degree, and then click on Save and Add. Now it will create an entry here for your education history that you just filled out a while ago. You can always modify this, or you can delete the row, and then click on Next. Now let's continue with official languages, guys. So it's divided into 2 sections. Section 1 is about knowledge of official languages, and Section 2 is about official language assessment. So for Section 1, the question is, can Manny Pacquiao communicate in English or French? Say yes. And then for Section 2, as you can see, or as you can notice, some of the fields has already been filled out. So we'll just continue filling out those fields that don't have any answers yet. The first question is, has Manny Pacquiao taken an approved language test to assess their English skills? Yes, which is the IELTS. And what is the language test version? So for Express Entry, guys, you have to take the general training, not the academic training. So we'll choose general training here. The date of language test has already been pre-filled. The date of test results, say 2019, July 16. That's just for example. And then this one is important, guys. The language test result form or certificate number, which you can find on your IELTS report card. So let's say E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then again, your scores for your speaking, reading, listening, and writing. And then finally, has Manny Pacquiao taken an approved language test to assess their French skills? No. And then click on Save and Exit. Now we're back on the Express Entry profile page. So we've completed 3 sections already, which are the personal details, contact details, study and languages. And now we're moving on to the 4th section, which is application details. So just click on Start Form. So this section, guys, is simply asking for the provinces and territories that you're interested to move in. So simply select in any of these choices here. Let's say Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, Ontario, and then down below here it's asking you to authorize British Columbia Ministry Jobs of all the information contained in the Express Entry submission. Just say yes. Same with Ontario, just say yes, and then click on Next. And then the next one will be nomination and selection. So has Manny Pacquiao received a nomination certificate from a province or territory? Say no if you don't have any, and then just click on Save and Exit. Again, guys, back to our Express Entry profile page. So as you can see, there's already 4 sections that's been completed, and there's 2 more to go. So let's go with representative. Click on Start Form. Alright guys, so this section is actually asking if you have appointed someone else, for example, an immigration consultant, a lawyer, a friend, or a family who filed your application on your behalf. If you say no, you have no representative, then just say no and just click Save and Exit. Now back to our profile page again, guys. There's only one more left, which is our work history. So go ahead and click on Start Form. This stage, guys, is actually asking for your occupation, your Canadian certificate of qualification if you have any, your intended work in Canada, your work history, and research. So let's start with the occupation. So this is actually where you're going to put your no codes. So for instance, we have 2174, and then click on that. And then there's a follow-up question. Date Manny Pacquiao first became qualified to practice in this occupation. So let's say 2012 and month is January. Then let's move on to the next one. Canadian Certificate of Qualification. Does Manny Pacquiao have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province or territory? This is not the nomination. This is a different one. This is actually a certificate of qualification. So if you don't have, just say no and then click Next. And then it's asking if Manny Pacquiao has a job offer in Canada. The offer must be a full-time and for at least 1 year. It must meet different requirements depending on job type of job, and be a non-seasonal for federal skilled workers. So if you don't have, just say no. If you have, then say yes. Click on Next. And then the next one will be about work history. So does Manny Pacquiao have any work history? Say yes. And then since what year? Let's just say a random date here from 2012, and that's from January, and it says this is my current job. And then how many hours per week did you have for this current job? Let's say we have 37.5, and then the 4-digit no code, which is 2174. Oops, sorry, 2174. Oh wait, it's going down. Yes. And then the job title, let's say analyst programmer. And then your employer or company name, let's say company name 1. And then the country or territory, let's say Philippines. And then the city of your job location, let's say Manila. And then click on Save and Add. Now it will add you one entry here, and if you have more than one job, then you can simply click on add again to add another entry for your other job. If not, then just click next. And then in here, it's asking if you agree to answer these questions. So basically, just read this one. The following questions are about your education and work experience recognition in Canada. IRCC will only use this information for research, performance, measurement, or evaluation purposes and not to make a decision about your profile or application. Your answers are important and will help improving employment services. So if you want, you can say yes, but if you do not agree, then just say no. And then click on save and exit. Finally, guys, you've completed stage 4 of the process. As you can see here, all of the sections are now complete. And the next thing to do here is click on continue. So in this page, guys, we just need to make our declaration as well as an electronic signature. So if you scroll further down, you will see here that you have to declare these things here. I understand all the above statements and have asked for and obtained an explanation on every point that was not clear to me, as well as I attest the information in this express entry profile is truthful, complete, and correct. So just say I agree. And then you also have to provide consent for use of information for research and evaluation purposes. So say agree. And then finally, you have to put in your electronic signature. So let's say money and then last name. And then you have to put in your security question. So in my case, it was my security answer 3. And then finally, just click on the sign button. So finally, guys, we are on the very last step of the process, which is the signature page. So all we need to do here is just scroll down and read a signature. I agree that by submitting this application, I am electronically signing the application. I, Manny Pacquiao, solemnly declare that the information I have provided is true and that the documents I am submitting in support of my application are genuine and have not been altered in any way. So if you agree with this, then the final step is to click on transmit. So guys, after you click the transmit button, it will take you to this page. So congratulations, guys, you have successfully submitted your application or profile. So let's take a look what are the next steps to take here. Step 1, you will receive a message in your account shortly with your confirmation number and a link to your official receipt if applicable. Step 2, if we need more information from you or have reached a decision, we will communicate with you through messages in your account. You will be notified by email each time we send a new message to your account. Please do not send your passport or any documents to an IRCC office unless it is requested by us. We will contact you if your biometrics, passport, or additional documents are required. So step 3, processing times vary. Check how long it typically takes us to process your applications. And then if you want to rate your experience for today, then you can continue with the step 4. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening, for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, and please also hit this notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. So thank you guys for tuning in again, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.